G'day fellow geology nerds, and in today's video we're going to be talking about this river. So this is the Plenty River. Hope it's not too windy. I do have a muffle on it, but you can see this river. This is upstream, so that's going north, and here we have going south. So all this rock here is basalt. It's a 1 or 2 million year old basalt, and you can see on this side and on this side it's about 20 to 30 meters high. So once upon a time this was actually all formed, probably dammed this river. This river has cut into the rock. So this is the power of a river system, and we are in like a small valley, and you can see the top of the rock up there. So it's about 30 to 40 meters from the top of the plain, and it's actually quite flat, the basalt, to the river system. And then you got, depending on the section of the river, over there's pretty shallow. You can walk through it. It's only like probably gets up to knee height. And here, this is very deep. This gets over your head. So there is, seems like there's more erosion here than there, but that's more active. So that's definitely been eroded a lot more. The sediment's been taken away. This one, there's a lot of sediment in it, so we're not dealing with how come that's deep and that's shallow at the moment. So what we're talking about is the age of this river system. So as you can see, this rock is only 1 or 2 million years old, as I've said before, but the basement rock underneath was formed about 420, 430 million years ago. And that was a deep ocean, and it is mudstone, siltstone, and some sandstones. But it didn't get uplifted. So uplifted means it was risen up to about 380 million years ago. So how old would this river system be? So these sediments have a thickness in a lot of places about 10 kilometers. That's just currently. In the past, so up there we have a mountain range. This is part of the same system of uplift, the Tabaranian orogeny. So orogeny is just mountain building, and that is a lot thicker than this part because the erosion over there is a lot less. Or you can say this area is probably not as thick as that area over there. Or there's another reason as well, that is inland, so there's a lot more forces acting as you go towards the ocean for erosion, and also sediment build up as well. So if this was uplifted 380 million years ago, how old would this river system be? So a lot of people don't even think of this, but this river system should be quite old. I would say probably the oldest it could be is like 300 to 350 million years, and all that time it's been eroding the basement rock for that time period. But then you have interruptions. So we do in the Permian, we have a glaciation over this area, so that would have interrupted the river system. But even after the Permian, it could have been 250 million years ago, this river system could have started flowing again. So because this is erosion and it's taken the soil away and the rock away, it's destroying the evidence of how old this river system is. So that's an interesting concept. It's a very hard concept to analyze. So how would you analyze this system? No, I'm not too sure how you'd analyze it. I would probably, the best way is to analyse the sediment that's deposited on the coast. So this goes to the Yarra River. Yarra River goes into the ocean, but a lot of that has been dredged, so you need to go out as well. So that's been disturbed. So the thickness of the river system, but then again, Port Phillip Bay is also a different system, and has different forces acting on it, and also forms at different times as well. So let me know what your river system's age could be. That would be very interesting to know. And as you can see, we still have basalt that's been eroded, so the basement rock is not being touched, not in this area. You need to go down probably about a kilometre to get to the basement rock, which is the Dargole Formation. So I'm not too sure how thick the basalt is here, but as I don't see in Dargole Formation, it could be like, I don't know, 1 or 2 metres, it could be like 10 metres thick. But the basalt here, oh, and I forgot to say, basalt is formed from lava, so all this is lava. If you go up north, you go towards the west, you come to some extinct volcanoes, Mount Elephant, Mount Napier, Mount Eccles, and Mount Gambier in South Australia is the youngest. I think it's about 4,000 or 5,000 years old. So this area is the older part of the newer volcanics. And that's where I forgot to say, this is the newer volcanics. The older volcanics are over in Western Victoria. And that is a very interesting thing to think about. Anyway, this is where I'll leave the video. But next time you go look at a river system, just ask yourself, how old is this river system? How long has it been eroding the rock in this section for? Because the conclusion is it could be like millions of years old, it could be tens or hundreds of millions of years old, depending on the geological continuity of your area, and that's geological formations. So thank you and goodbye.